video, I've got 93 vintage Y2K items to show you that are selling for a shocking amount.
Hey there, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm the founder of Listing to Freedom and the empoweredreseller.com, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 resellers make $100,000 in the next 12 months.
If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark for themselves. To help you out, I've got a few free gifts that you'll find down here in the description below this video. This includes things like my best brands list, the list of brands that have led me to that $100,000 mark and beyond. You'll also find my $100,000 reseller challenge. In this free challenge, I show you the number one thing that is keeping most resellers back from seeing more money in their business. You'll discover the very best things to be selling right now, and I'll show you exactly how to ditch the hustle mentality for good and exactly how you can hit $100,000 for yourself this year in very part-time hours. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, this first one I have for you is Doc Martens. Now, this is a pair of sandals, but this style, whether you come across this in Dr. Martens or another brand such as even Target or Walmart, these can sell for a lot of money. And this one in particular sold for $73 for that. But there's items from Target, Walmart that are going for even $50 or a little bit more. And these fur leather jackets is the next item. These are hugely popular right now with that trim, and it does not have to be any sort of big brand to be able to make good money with this. This particular one did sell for $375. Next are band tees. And this one is from a band that is called Creed. And with this one, this is pretty basic style. It's not any sort of special brand, but that one did sell for $125. So keep your eye out for any bands, even if they're smaller bands. Tommy Hilfiger, of course, this is a color block windbreaker style jacket. This one sold for $127. This next is a bag from Diesel, and these messenger bags are really popular, especially when it comes from the Diesel brand. It has that metal clasp there that you see. This one sold for $110 for that bag. And then these mini skirts are huge right now. This particular mini skirt happens to be from Wet Seal, and this mini skirt did sell for $55 even from it being Wet Seal. But if you can find better brands such as Abercrombie and Fitch, like this little skirt here, this one did sell for $150 for that skirt. Next is a sweaters, any kind of rabbit hair or longer fur sweaters. These are selling for quite a lot. And again, this doesn't have to be any particular brand. This one happens to be a separate Elements, which I've actually never heard of, but you can see there on the tag that it says rabbit hair. And that one did sell for $60 for that sweater. But again, anything that's super fuzzy like that's going to sell for a lot. Now, Nike sweatshirts, especially when they have what is called the center swoosh, that logo's right there at the center, those ones are selling for a ton of money. So you'll see right here in the title, that keyword center swoosh, and then that one sold for $100 for that sweatshirt. Next is another sweatshirt, and this anything Monster Energy related. For whatever reason, this is, Gildan, I think is how you say the name of the brand. It's not anything special, but these Monster Energy sweatshirts, t-shirts, these are selling for quite a bit. For whatever reason, that sweatshirt did go for $60 for that sweatshirt. Here's another sweatshirt. This is an MMA skull hoodie, and then this one did sell for $200. It does have a few flaws on it, but pretty good amount just for a basic sweatshirt like that. Here's another shirt. This one is from this is a t-shirt, Dragon Ball Z. Anything Dragon Ball Z, again, for whatever reason, I'm not really sure, is doing really well right now. You can see it has a lot of wear on the fabric, a lot of fading, and that t-shirt did sell for $150. Next are any style of Y2K shoes. These ones happen to be velvet. You'll see the platform and that big heel, and they're called City Snappers. This is a particular brand. It's, again, not any sort of special brand, but that pair of shoes did sell for $100 just because of the title. Next is Victoria's Secret and gold tag items. So with this, let me go ahead and show you what that tag looks like. So it's white and then it has that gold lettering on it. That is an older style tag. And so for that baby doll or whatever you want to call it, I think they called it a slip dress up here. That one did sell for $58 for that. This is a t-shirt. This is again another smaller brand called smaller band, not brand, called MXPX. This one did sell for $75 just for that t-shirt. And then if you remember back to Y2K era, 90s era, no fear was really big. And any items that happen to have those words on the logo, those are doing really well right now. That sweatshirt sold for $75, but there's t-shirts, tank tops, all sorts of different items selling that say no fear on them. It doesn't have to necessarily even be from the brand. It can be other random t-shirts that just happen to have those words on them. Next are Jinko, and this is a really cool pair. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. It has kind of a guy upside down and then those great big pockets, and that pair of jeans sold for $200 there. Next is a t-shirt, a button-up shirt. This is from Nintendo, kind of a bowling style shirt. And this shirt sold for $60 for that shirt. And then next is a little polo shirt. And this is one that's called Lip Service. And this brand is doing really well right now. They do kind of have that skull theme to their shirts. And that shirt did sell for $150. Next is this kind of random sweatshirt. It's got this zebra with the rainbow mane on it. And that sweatshirt did sell for $50. They did use a keyword here called scene core, so that's one to keep in mind. This is another sweatshirt, and this is not anything special, but it has that sun fading to it. It is a brand called Pro Club. It is made in the USA, so if you see anything made in the USA, that's kind of the tip off. It's not necessarily people looking for this brand, but you can see the sun fading down the sleeves of that sweatshirt, and that sweatshirt sold for $50 just because of it's from that era. Next are these Nike swimming trunks with the flames, and these sold for $50. If you're enjoying this video and learning about new things to sell, then you're definitely going to want to check out my Big Money Brands Complete Library. This is how people like Tara are getting a leg up on their competition and knowing exactly what to look for when she's outsourcing, because I give you all of the tags, all of the done for you research. You have those tag photos so you know exactly what to look for on nearly 800 brands that are selling for big money. This next one is an Oakley t-shirt, and this is a really popular brand when it comes to Y2K era items. They're doing really well. There's like a resurgence for this brand, and this t-shirt did go for $58. Next is a Fox Racing hoodie, and this is another brand that's having this big resurgence right now. And this particular hoodie did go for almost $150. Next is another fur-lined jacket. Again, these fur-lined coats are doing so well. This is actually a mall brand. If you're looking for other mall brands that are selling for big money, I will link up here to another video that I have that covers mall brands, but this is a mall brand called Charlotte Russe, and this jacket did sell for $60, even it being from a mall brand. Next is this Suzuki. This is another no fear item. You can see that it says no fear there on the front, and it's this jersey, and this jersey did sell for $80 for that Suzuki no fear. This next one is really interesting because it's not sort of any special brand, but they use some really good keywords with this. So you can see it has that design down the side of the arm, and it also has this dragon on the front of that of this shirt. And so that did sell for $60 because they did use this keyword in here of Jinko style. So I think that's a really good keyword to use for that style of shirt, and they got a fair amount of money for this. This next item is actually from the Lucky brand, and a super colorful sweatshirt here. There's lots of sweatshirts from Y2K of this style that are really colorful like this, and that one did go for $110. Next is this Skin Industries. I believe the name of the brand is, you can see it there on the tag, Skin Industries, and they do have a certain look to their items. This sweatshirt you can see has quite a bit of maybe distressing to it, we'll call it, that one did sell for $100 for that sweatshirt. And then the next is thermal shirts. This is one that happens to be from Pink, but there's other brands that are doing equally as well. This one also happens to have a hood, and that little shirt went for $65. And again, those thermal, any type of shirts are doing really well. South Pole, this is another really big brand when it comes to those Y2K brands, and shirts, sweatshirts, jeans of this brand are doing really well. That pair of jeans did go for $150. Next is another Dragon Ball Z t-shirt, just a basic t-shirt, and that shirt went for $225. Next are rugby shirts. This one happens to be from Polo Ralph Lauren. But anything that has those big stripes on it, that style of collar, that white collar, contrasting collar, those are selling for a really good amount of money. And that shirt went for $100 for that rugby shirt. This next one is a pair of jeans. It does have the lace ups up and down the sides of both legs. And this is a brand, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, Rusco or something like that, that pair of jeans, but it's mostly for the style. It's not necessarily for the brand. Remember, with these items, this pair of jeans did go for $150 for that lace-up style. Here's another one of those pairs of sandals that looks like Dr. Martens, but it's not. It's actually Faded Glory, i.e. from Walmart. And this little pair of shoes sold for $60 for those. Next is Stussy. This is another brand that's having this huge resurgence, whether it's t-shirts or sweatshirts, and that sweatshirt went for $79. Next is another one of these MMA hoodies, and that hoodie went for $70. It's actually what I wanted to point out here. It's actually Faded Glory. So let me see if I can zoom in on the tag real quick. Nothing special there with that tag. $70 for that item. Next is a Halo shirt, and this is another one. Anything Halo seems to be doing really, really well right now. That shirt sold for $100. Next is boots. And these, again, these are not any sort of big name brand with these boots, but it's for the style. It's actually Lower East Side from Payless Shoe Source. If you remember that store, these probably sold for $20 in the store. $106 is what they sold for online. Next are these little mini skirts. This one happens to be kind of a goth style from a brand that's called Trip NYC. This is a really good brand, by the way. That one sold for $90 for that skirt. Next is Quicksilver. This is another one of those brands that's seeing a big resurgence when it comes to Y2K items. This one does have some flaws, and that one went for $75. And then these hoodies or coats, these jackets, they're kind of a cargo style. They've got that fur trim. This one does happen to be from Aeropostale. There's that tag there. And that one sold for $85 for that coat. Next are fold over yoga pants. And this one is from the brand Pink. This one sold for $58, but there's ones that are selling for even more. And I have one of those coming up next. It's a certain style that I will show you exactly what those are. This is another really interesting one, a pair of platform shoes. And this is a brand called Wanted from Gadzooks, the store. And this one sold for $69. That was really big in the Y2K era, that store. So $69 for those shoes. Here's a Jinko sweatshirt. So typically you might think of jeans for Jinko. There's that label there, but other items are selling equally as well. For example, this sweatshirt went for $206. And then these slip style dresses. This one happens to have dragons on it. It does have those spaghetti straps, which is another popular trend from this era. This is Hairspray. It does say made in the USA. That one went for $55 for that dress. Next is a hoodie from Tap Out. And anything Tap Out is doing really well right now, even if it's a t-shirt, even if it has flaws, and that hoodie went for $60. Next is a pair of jeans from the brand Echo, I believe is how you say that. It has that kind of graffiti writing on it, the design there on the back, and that pair of jeans went for $200. Next is a bag from the brand Guess, and any style of bag that is like this, it's kind of a hobo style bag. It has those metal studs on there. They're kind of a little weird looking maybe, that one went for $120 for that bag. So those can be some really big money. Next are these Hollister sweatshirts. And this goes for Hollister, Aeropostale, Abercrombie. This style of sweatshirt is doing really well right now. It has that stitching on it. It also has fur trim in the hood. That one went for $69. Next are these baby doll tops. And this particular top happens to be from Hollister. And this shirt went for $55 for that. Here's another tap out. This is a shirt. It's actually a waffle Henley or waffle thermal, I should say. That one went for $65 for that shirt. This is a pair of cargo shorts. Cargo shorts are doing really well right now, and this one happens to be from Abercrombie and Fitch, and this pair of shorts did sell for $70. But keep in mind, other brands are selling pretty well also. Here's an interesting pair of jeans. It's got that little exterior zipper there on the front. It's from the brand Bongo, and so that was really big, like 90s, even back into the 80s. But this particular item's from that Y2K era. That one sold for $100 because it has a really unique look to it. The next item is a set, velour track set from Juicy Couture. This one is has that writing on the back, which a lot of the style from that time period did. Even the pair of pants there, it's got the writing there. And then that set did sell for $180. So if you come across any velour track sets, whether it's this brand or another brand, those can be a really good item to pick up. Here's another example of that really thick long fur. This is a jacket from Guess, and that jacket sold for $124. Next is another bag here. This is from Juicy Couture. These bags are selling for quite a lot, $100 to $200. This particular one did go for $185. Next is a Carhartt jacket. I had to include Carhartt on this list because it's just selling so well right now, and that particular jacket went for $140. Next is West Coast choppers. There's several different tags out there, but this had its heyday right around 2000. It says Jesse Who West Coast choppers. It is from Jesse James. You'll see that name on the tag on some tags as well. That t-shirt went for $199. This is a little dress, nothing particularly special about this dress. A brand called My Michelle that was big from this era, kind of a no-name brand. It wasn't a luxury brand or anything, but because it's from that era, that dress did sell for $50. Next is a pair of shoes from Skechers, and these shoes from Skechers are doing really well. This sandals went for $94 for those. And then these style of jackets, it's kind of a bomber style with the denim and then a different color sleeve. This one sold for $60, and this is kind of a no-name brand. It's called Yukon Trail. If you can find other things, I do have another item coming up soon that sold for a little bit more, but this is an example of kind of a no-name brand that did sell for $60 just because of the style. This is another pair of Skechers, and it has that lug sole on it, a little bit thicker sole, the heavy tread, and that pair of shoes sold for $119. You'll see the word in here, jammers, so that is the style of shoe there. So $119 for Skechers. Here's a color block from Ralph Lauren, another windbreaker. That one sold for $200 for that. And then we've got Ed Hardy. This is another one that's had a huge resurgence in the past few years as Y2K style items. You see it has that embroidery there on the back. That pair of jeans did go for $90 for that. And the next is a random hoodie. These are not the best pictures, but this is from Russell Athletic. Nothing special for that jacket there. It went for $50. And then next is Puma. And so this stylish shoe is really popular. It has more of a thin sole, not that chunky look that a lot of shoes are known for. But the Pumas, those sold for $65 for that. And then again, any sort of musician, this is Eminem. This t-shirt did sell for $100. So if you come across anything like that, it's probably worth picking up. Now, this is that pair of pink fold-over yoga pants that I mentioned. If you come across any of these that have animal print at the top, These are going to sell for even more. This one actually has lace as well. That one sold for $140, but that's very common for this style with that animal print to sell for that amount. Here's a denim jacket. This is from Looney Tunes. It's got Tweety Bird on the back as well as the front, and that jacket sold for $95. And then we have a pair of pants here. This is not any big name brand. It's actually from Anchor Blue, and that one sold for $60 because of that style. Next, again, this is a dress. Because of the style, it's not any sort of brand that I would normally recommend picking up, BCBG. That one did sell for $65, $64.80 to be exact. And then next is a pair of Aniche. I did have to look up how to say this one because I've never known, but it is that kind of streetwear style. It does have, it looks like a hole or a bleach spot, so some flaws there. And that pair of jeans sold for $57. Next is another fur trim jacket. This one happens to be denim. Again, just a random brand, Giacca, I think is how you might say that. And that jacket sold for $60. Next are these boots, and these are platform super high heel with these. These are actually from the brand Candies, which is okay. This one sold for $200. Not anything special, I think is what I'm going for there, but that sold for $200 because of the style. Next is this vest, and this is a vest from the Gap, and that vest sold for $80 because of the look. Next is a Rugrats. This is an interesting one. It's kind of a one-of-a-kind item. That one sold for $64 for that t-shirt because it's from that older era, older cartoon. This Kurt Cobain t-shirt. This is an interesting one. Anvil is nothing, special. It says there on the front of the shirt, $104 for that t-shirt for Kurt Cobain. This is a different kind of look to the shirt. It's from a company called Pop Icon. You can see it has that dragon theme. That dragon theme was really big. That's what the back looks like there. Kind of looks like two dragons wrapped around each other. That shirt sold for $80. And then Got Milk. Do you remember the commercials for this? I remember coming home from like kindergarten, first grade, watching cartoons. There'd be commercials that said, Got Milk. And it was a big campaign back in the day. This one happens to be from Fruit of the Loom. That t-shirt sold for $55. Next is Dickies. This is just basic kind of hoodie, but it does have that style, that look to it, and that jacket did sell for $65. Next is a pair of pants. These are kind of interesting. They've got the stripes, a little bit of a flare leg, interesting leg to them from the brand BB, and this pair of pants sold for $100. Real quick, if you're looking to start your reselling business, but you're facing a lot of overwhelm and confusion with getting started, that is exactly why I created the Ultimate Reseller Starter Kit. With the kit, I give you everything you need to get your business launched quickly and start bringing in those first sales. And it's how I've been able to help people like Stephanie actually be able to leave her job and have more time at home with her daughter. I'll leave a product card for that resource over here. Next is a West Coast Choppers thermal, and this one does have the symbol down both sleeves. A little bit different tag than what you saw earlier there. Jesse James is on the bottom of that tag, and then that shirt sold for $120. Got another fur trim jacket here. These are flying off the shelf right now. This happens to be an unbranded, nothing special about this other than it has that fur trim. That one went for $65. Next is a jacket from Wilson's Leather. This is actually a women's jacket. I do find their men's do a little bit better, but this basic just black leather jacket, that one went for $90. We got another center swoosh hoodie here from Nike. You can see the little swoosh there in the middle. It looks like it's missing the drawstring. It's got some fading, some maybe bleaching, not in the best condition. There's a stain there. And that sweatshirt sold for $200. And then we have this kind of jacquard style jacket. And I'll see if I can zoom in on that. It's kind of have a woven look to that fabric. That was a really big trend during Y2K. And so that jacket did sell for $60. It's not any sort of special brand. This one is an Echo button-up shirt, and this one has got this little guy on the back, on the front. kind of an interesting design. That one sold for $120. And then we've got a Sherpa jean jacket here. Now, if you find these Levi's, we're talking, probably a few $100s for that, but this is actually from Old Navy for that jacket. So don't overlook some of those lesser brands. That jacket did sell for $69. Another Halo t-shirt here, Halo 2, and this shirt sold for $70. Got another shirt from Hollister, a Henley with that neckline there and the buttons. There's the tag there for you, and that one sold for $55 for that. And then Fast and Furious. So again, there's that dragon theme there on the shirt, and that t-shirt went for $55. And then here's another one of these style of jackets with a different color of sleeve and the denim body. This is actually Donald Duck. And so that jacket did go for $131 just because it's Disney. We've got an Adidas hoodie here. This one has what's called Old English font on the front. And so these are selling for a little bit more. That one sold for $100 for that. And then a pair of Dr. Scholl's slide sandals. These are kind of wooden on the bottom, and that one did sell for $60 for that. And then we've got a one-of-a-kind Wrangler jean jacket. This one's painted. You can see all the flowers, butterflies on that jacket, and that Wrangler jacket went for $62. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know that you would like to see more Bolo content like this. And if you haven't yet signed up for that free $100,000 reseller challenge, you're going to want to do that now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video soon.